Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Arena of the Planeswalkers, the Magic the Gathering board game? Arena of the Planeswalkers purports to take Magic the Gathering to the next level by creating a 3D battle arena, where you and an opponent battle it out in the role of Magic's iconic Planeswalkers. But is this landscape really a game changer for Magic the Gathering, or just a superficial skin that is Magic in name only, and of no real interest to players? Let's find out. Arena of the Planeswalkers contains the following. The first important thing to note is that the core engine of this game is the same as Hero Scape, but with some minor modifications to make it more streamlined, but mostly to create Magic the Gathering flavor within the system. Now, when I say flavor, I mean that in the strictest sense of the word, because while Magic the Gathering intellectual property, from planeswalkers to summoning creatures, does exist in this game, Magic the Gathering mechanics do not. There are no direct MTG mechanics in this game. Yes, there's spells in a sense, but they've been changed to work within the Hero Scape system. This is my first and possibly biggest issue with this game. It is Magic the Gathering in name only. If you were to strip away the planeswalkers, and let's be honest, the 5 planeswalkers are about 90% of what makes this MTG themed, the game system alone would not in any way be evocative or even reminiscent of Magic the Gathering. Is this what we're doing now? Just plastering Magic the Gathering's logo on whatever? Got an item to sell? Stick a Jace on it. They certainly did that with Dungeons and Dragons over the years, and look at how well that worked out. So, since this is essentially Hero Scape, you might be asking, what is Hero Scape? Hero Scape was a Hasbro game long since discontinued. It was somewhat popular in the late 90s and still has a cult following today, even though it's no longer being made. While Hasbro has tried to bring it back a few times already, largely with reskinnings and such, it has ultimately failed to take root. And yet, here it is again. Now, Hero Scape is widely known for its customizable Terrain Matters gaming system. It came with plastic hexagonal pieces which interlocked and stacked with one another, allowing players to create stylized 3D landscapes. Terrain options, such as forests or hills, affected creature movement and attacks. Heck, even details such as the height of the game board mattered. You could create hills, walls, and so forth. This was so loved that Hero Scape is still purchased today just to get extra terrain. Now, this makes some sense for working with Magic the Gathering. I mean, Magic is about different worlds, planes walking, extra dimensions, depth, collecting pieces. Yeah, sounds like Magic to me. Maybe the Hero Scape gaming system is a perfect fit. When I heard about this, I imagined pieces of terrain unique to a plane, different interlocking tiles for, I don't know, Kamigawa or Innistrad with different properties, letting you literally shape a world beneath you and create a Magic the Gathering Planeswalker duel. Unfortunately, what we got was cardboard. Arena of the Planeswalkers is flat. So flat and without depth that I'd have named the game Plane of the Planeswalkers. Aside from literally 3 plastic stackable hexagons and 2 cardboard cutouts, Arena of the Planeswalkers is devoid of all that made Hero Scape, well, Hero Scape. Compare this flat, lifeless terrain to what a Hero Scape board once looked like, and imagine had this been done with Magic. This is a very static board. You know what it is going to be like for the most part from game to game. Look at how the board pieces don't have straight-lined hexagons, but are instead printed as though they are interlocking tiles. See those jagged parts? That's because the original was actually plastic hexagons that interlocked and stacked and allowed you to create a landscape in 3 dimensions, one with depth and layers, but here, you get none of that. What about the quality of the game pieces? Well, I've already mentioned the flat cardboard game board, so let's look at the figures. Before I show you the arena figures, let's compare to a HeroClix figure, which is widely considered by most to be the definition of average quality. Maybe a bit above average, depending on how you look at it, but nothing too impressive. Compare this figure, especially in terms of details of the face and outfit, to this Nissa figure from Arena of the Planeswalkers. These figures are of substandard detail when compared to a very average figure such as this. That's a terrible representation of Nissa. Here's Liliana. The pieces are also very cheap plastic. They don't even sit flat. I was astonished to find that almost all of them wobbled like this, making for a flimsy, inferior feel and gameplay experience. Now, if you mixed this version of the game with the original, you'd probably have a decent game, maybe a different game. The terrain, the pieces, the models, it's all the lowest possible quality. Now, they did clean up the rules and gameplay somewhat, which is why if they had only invested in quality components, really committed to this as a property, they could have had a semi-decent game. But of course, we are talking about a semi-decent Hero Scape game. It's not Magic the Gathering. In the end, this is really cynicism incarnate. Stick a Jace on the box cover, call it Magic the Gathering, and who cares about quality as long as people buy it? Well, my advice to you, the customer, is not to. Final conclusion, Arena of the Planeswalkers is Magic in name only. Other than artwork and figures of Jace and company, the game has no actual connection to Magic the Gathering and is nothing more than an MTG skin placed on a discontinued game system that happens to be owned by Hasbro. It features low-quality components, extreme cost cutting, and a flat, featureless gaming board that goes against everything the original Hero Scape gaming system represented. Hero Scape fans might find this to be a pleasant piece of nostalgia in terms of gameplay, and they may even enjoy the slightly polished gameplay rules. But overall, this product fails on all levels. If you are looking for gift ideas for Magic the Gathering players, there's a lot of excellent options available to you, but Arena of the Planeswalkers isn't one of them. Hey everyone, I've added Tolarian Community College coffee mugs to the student store. So if you want a Tolarian t-shirt, a Tolarian playmat, or coffee mug, go to TolarianCommunityCollege.com and order yours today. Yes, I offer full international shipping, and now you can use code URZA, URZA, during checkout for discounted shipping.